Hello my dearest WordPress lovers. In today's tutorial, I will help you to turn your website visitors into paying clients. With Popup Box, users have collected more than 500,000 emails. Imagine what a big number is this for someone who is trying to create an email marketing campaign. With Popup Box, you can create a marketing strategy and turn it into a real campaign via built-in integrations. Popup Box also offers 10 plus pop-up types, which we will check out in a minute, so stay tuned. Let's get started. Alright, so the first type is our Upsell Popups, which in Popup Box is created via shortcode type. The Upsell Popups are those which can include a pop-up which can include a quick survey form or a product recommendation quiz, however you want it to be. And let's now quickly see how to get the result and how to create a pop-up like that. Alright, so now we are in the dashboard of our Popup Box plugin. You can see that besides Popup Box, we also have the Survey Maker plugin. The reason is that you need another plugin which will generate shortcode in order to put it in Popup. Now let's see how it works. So click on Add New. And here you can see the shortcode type, the first type, and you click on select. You can choose ready-made templates. I have pre-made a shortcode type pop-up so that we will not spend too much time on the creation. I created the pop-up with the default theme. So let's go through my pop-up here. Okay, find your perfect diet plan. So this is a pop-up that includes a survey. Here you can see that pop-up is enabled by default, and then I wrote pop-up title and then display. So display decides where you want to show your pop-up. On all pages, you can show on all pages except the ones that you do not need. Here you can select the post page, media, or any product, and you can also click on include in order to pop on those pages which you want. And in this case you can also choose the show or homepage function, which will also enable your pop-up on homepage. So the most important part here is the shortcode. So you have to copy the shortcode from the plugin. I've already mentioned that I use Survey Maker plugin. Here you can see that I copied the shortcode given right here and I pasted into this box. And after comes the pop-up description. You can leave it blank or you can write down its description if needed. And pop-up triggers. So this is a separate topic. We are going to discuss this in this video a little later. However, let's swiftly go through the trigger types. So the Popup Box offers three main trigger types: on page load, on click, and exit intent. On page load is the one that pops automatically, and on click is the one that pops on button click or on any class that you have given. And exit intent is the one that pops whenever you are trying to leave the page. So it is trying to stop you from leaving, and it is a great way to engage your customers. And here the CSS selector is, I forgot to mention that we also have the both function, which enables your pop-up both on button click and on page load. So here we have the CSS selector for trigger click. We will come to this as well later in the video. If you are mainly interested in the trigger types or how the pop-up is made on button click, you can go to the last part of the video, or you can check out specific videos made for how to create a pop-up on button click. I will leave the links down below. so you can find it easily. And pop-up position, here you can choose where you want to display your pop-up. It can be in the middle, on the left side, or on the left side, or on the right side. And the next step is our settings step. So for the settings step, you are going to decide how your pop-up is going to open and close. So open delay means that you are going to write down a delay in milliseconds, and your pop-up is going to open after a specific time of delay. And open by scroll down, this means that you are going to show the pop-up while the user is scrolling specific pixels, or you can do the same thing with percentage. These are very important functions because targeting the right people and the right time is very important. So timing is literally very important. So you know that when your page user has scrolled down to the last part of content of your page, then he or she is interested into specific thing, and you can just pop a specific promotion. Same goes for pop-up closing effects. You can decide how you want to close your pop-up. It can be closed by class name, on click, and on scroll by clicking outside the box, and you can even hide your close button, which I do not really recommend. However, Popup Box offers any functionality, and here we have also advanced settings where you can write down your pop-up name. You can categorize your pop-up so that it is easier for you to find the specific ones that you need. And you can enable overlay, social media links, which for some cases can be a very important detail, and you can display once per session. This is so that you will not annoy your website users, so that someone has seen your pop-up already once and is refreshing the page, he or she will not see the pop-up again and again after refreshing for several times. And actually, for each of us, we have seen websites that do this, and it's very annoying, and sometimes it makes you leave the website, which is a very bad sign. So you can also disable scrolling, enable the dismiss ad, which will dismiss your pop-up for a specific period of time. And this is it for our settings tab. And here in the styles, you can choose which content you want to display, whether you want to show title, you want to show description, and you can configure your pop-up's dimensions, which is again very important. And Popup Box also offers dimensions for mobile, so you can make mobile-friendly pop-ups, which is again very important. And you can choose the content style from font colors to font sizing and font family of the text. So there is a very detailed customization. And if for some reason you do not find the specific positioning or dimension or style of any element on your pop-up, any content, you can write down custom CSS, which will help you to get the perfect result for you and your customers. So the second types are welcoming pop-ups, which in Popup Box are made with custom content type. Welcoming pop-ups are everywhere, nearly on any website. With custom content type, you can show welcoming discounts or just any content you want to display actually. And now let's go into the dashboard. So the second type is our custom content type. Again, I have pre-made one, however, let's check out how it looks. So here, the second type, custom content, you choose the type and then you go to template. So for this type, I have chosen the template frozen. However, you can do whatever. You can choose the default one, the coral one, the red one, so that you can customize everything from scratch. And again, let's go back to the one that I have created. So here in the general settings, everything stays. Besides, there is one thing that is now available in this type, which is the custom content section. So in this section you can upload any pictures, any file you want, and then in the text you can write down HTML so that you can get the result and the design you want. You can create buttons and add you can see that you can add little emojis here. So everything else stays the same except the custom content. So our third type is the Optin Popup, email Optin Popup, subscription types pop-up in the Popup Box specifically. So here you can see that you can pop the pop-up on the page load with inputs, email field and name field, and the subscribe button. We have a ready-made template. This is great for building an email list for your marketing campaign, increasing conversion and speeding up your buyer's journey. Now let's get into dashboard and see how it's created. Okay, so once again, let's click on add new. We can see that here the third type is a subscription type pop-up, and we have ready-made templates. The best one for subscription types, however, is the frozen one, the food and the forest. So let's choose the frozen one, and I have ready-made pop-ups, so let's go into it. Here you can see that I have written a pop-up title here: subscribe and get the latest products first. You can write an engaging title, and an important part for subscription types is the user data. So we have here fields that you can enable or disable, or make them required. For the most commonly used ones are the name, email. However, you can write down age, agree to privacy policy, and also keep in mind that you can write down your customized fields in the custom field section. Let's go into it and see what it is. Here you can see that in custom fields, by clicking add new, you can make your custom field. For example, you want to make a name field, which actually by default is already in a pop-up. However, we are going to just quickly make one. We are going to write down, okay, let's make a surname field, right? We're going to write down surname, and here you are going to choose the type. So the input is going to be whether number, text. Of course, for surname we're going to choose the text, and make sure that the attribute status is published, which is published by default, and click on save and close. Now when you go to your pop-up, back to your pop-up, you can see that here in the general settings, in the user data tab, you also have the newly added surname tab. So you click on enable, and maybe you make it required. You can also change the positioning on your pop-up by dragging and dropping it on the exact place that you need it to be. And for button, you can write down the text you want. The button text, it can be subscribe or anything you want, and everything else stays the same. However, you can see that we also have the integrations tab. So Popup Box offers several integrations to make your journey as a user better, like the best. So you can collect all these demographics, emails, and what to do with it. You cannot just manually add one by one all the emails to your marketing campaign or to the tool. So here we have several integrations such as MailChimp, Active Campaign, Campaign Monitor, Settings, GetResponse, which are the most famous marketing tools and apps to use. So you can use one of these and turn your demographics easily into a great email marketing campaign. Alright, so the fourth type is our yes or no pop-up. Let's see the pop-up on page load. Alright, this is how it looks. It has two simple yes or no buttons. It actually is a pop-up with a simple question. So combined with, for example, exit intent trigger type, it can be a great way to prevent your customers from leaving your website without taking any action. It is also commonly used for after articles to find out whether the users liked the content that you provided or not. Let's go inside its dashboard and see how it's created. Alright, so you can see that by clicking add new, the yes or no type is the fourth pop-up type. Click on select. I have chosen yellowish for this one, yellowish template. However, you can mix and match anything you want. Let's go back to the one that I have created for you here. Alright, you can see that I have written a pop-up title and then I have a question written. So the question section is actually is the new one in the yes or no type, and then we have yes button and no button. So it can be a close pop-up or redirection URL. So you can write down a question, for example, do you want to be redirected to the plugins demo page? And by clicking yes, or do you want to see plugins demo page, and by clicking yes, they will be redirected to the page that you want or you want to display. And by clicking no, the pop-up will be closed. And you can also decide the yes and the texts for inputs for yes and no buttons. Here, let's speak about the effective, which trigger type is the most effective for yes or no. Actually, to be honest, it depends what you have in your mind and what is your purpose. However, in most cases, the exit intent type is used for yes or no pop-ups in order to prevent your customer from leaving your website, or maybe the redirection in this case, like with exit intent, is the best way to keep your customer or to redirect one step further to taking action and turning into client, you know. So this was it. There is nothing else. In the style section, you can decide the color and font size of each of these buttons, as you can do for any of the already mentioned types. So this was it. So our fifth pop-up type is our video type pop-up. And here let's preview the demo. Okay, so you can see that it is a part of a movie. Let's just do a sneak peek. Alright. Great, so you have to keep in your mind that in the place of this video, there can be promotional ads, tutorials, anything that will increase your website engagement and customer engagement. These can be educating video, a guide, a tutorial, just anything you want. So let's go to the dashboard and see how it's created. Alright, so click on add new, find the video type, click on select, and then here is one pop-up template for video type. Click select again, and you can see the general settings. So there is the video function, video section, you can see. Everything else is the same, and in the video section you need to click on add video and upload the video, or choose it from media file just like I did. You can display anything, as I've already mentioned, some content for, you know, maybe some ad, some tutorial, quick tutorial or quick guide, just about anything. And this is it. Alright, so the sixth type is our embed or iframe type pop-ups. The difference of video pop-ups and iframe type pop-ups is that here you embed a YouTube video from your YouTube channel or any video that can be embedded. And this is not only good for your website engagement, but also for your YouTube channel engagement, for gaining views and maybe increasing the conversion in your YouTube channel and other video platforms. So let's get started and go into its dashboard. So as you already know, we need to click on Add New, and then let's choose the iframe type here and select. You can select any template you want. However, I'm going to go for the default one because there is not much to customize in it. And everything here is the same except the iframe embed code function. Here you can see this section. So what you need to do, you need to go to the text editor and then go to the YouTube video that you want to display in your pop-up. Click on share and then embed, and you need to copy and paste here and the iframe code, right? And then go back and paste it right here in the text, and in the visual you can already see that it is ready to go. And again, you can customize it, you can change its dimensions and click save. Our seventh type is the contact form pop-ups, which are great for helping your customers to get in touch with you immediately whenever they need any help. This can be actually displayed on button click. Let's preview the demo. Here you can see that there is an offer made and there are custom fields, inputs, and a way to send a message to your admin to you. Let's go to dashboard and see how it's created. Alright, so in the dashboard, click on Add New, find the contact form type, click select, and then actually for this type, choosing the right template will help you a great deal and will do the job for you. For example, the forest one is perfect for any contact form. It has the ready custom fields. Here the user data field, the section is also available so that you can decide which data you want to collect. And of course, for contact form, the message is very important. You can even make, for example, email required so that you can get in touch, get back to your customers if there are anything to fix, any errors or any problems. And also one more thing, that by choosing the templates, it doesn't mean that you get stuck with a certain image. You can always go to your settings section and change the background image to the one that you want. So keep that in mind, that Popup Box is fully customizable. So this is it for our contact form. So the eighth type is our subscribe and get a file type, which is great for customer engagement. So what this pop-up does is actually you share your data and get some other valuable information that you need. This is mostly effective because people like the idea of sharing their data or email or anything that you ask for a certain information. So this is not like sharing your data in vain or for nothing, but also for an actual promotion, a deal that they get. So let's preview the demo. So you can see here that in the email field, you can write down your email, click on subscribe, and you will get the file in your email. Okay, so in the dashboard, you need to click on Add New and then choose the subscribe and get a file type, and then any template. For example, I'm going to make a form for sharing a easy cooking recipe. Let's choose the food type and then click on select. Here, user data, again, you can decide the information, the data that you want to collect. For example, I have here only email. It is required so that people will not just skip the email part and get the file. And then here you have to add the file that you want people to download whenever to get automatically get on their emails whenever they subscribe. So click on upload file. Here I have easy recipes. I upload it and voila, it's ready to go. And then you can write a message content for your email. So there will be the message, for example, thanks for subscribing, here is your easy recipes, enjoy, right? You write it so that it will go along the file that you have. And here we have confirmation box after submitting, which is to confirm that you have subscribed and that you have given your email. And we have pop-up description, and the rest is already familiar to you. So this was it. Okay, so our 9th type is our coupon type, which is discount code pop-up. So this is a pop-up that shows a special discount code and can easily generate coupons and display them on your pop-up via Popup Box. This is a great way to elevate sales, increase your sales, generate leads, and even build an email list, and of course increase conversion and turn your customers into paying clients. Let's preview the demo. So here you can see that it is created with a beautiful template called 𝐤𝐻𝐻𝐿. You can see the generated coupon. Now let's get to its dashboard and see how it's created. Okay, let's see. So you need to click on add new again and find the coupon type. Click select and then choose the template. There I had the yellowish, however you can choose some other, for example peachy one. Let's see, let's select, and then we have the pop-up title, pop-up description. So with Popup Box you can already get a generated pop-up description for coupon type, and you can just customize it, change it, or just leave it blank, so delete it. And here the field that we have is our pop-up coupon section. Here you choose a file, import the file, which has to be CSV format file in order to import, and then choose file, click on choose file, and here in downloads you can see the example. So Popup Box provides an example that you can download, and click on import. Every time you click on import, the coupons are added to this list. So here we have active and inactive. What does this mean? So every time that a coupon, for example coupon code, discount code, for example I refresh the page and I see this one, right? This one immediately goes to inactive, so that the coupon codes, the discount codes will not be repeated to the users. So each time a discount code is shown, it is already inactive, and you can check out every time from the dashboard whether the code is active or inactive, or whether you need to maybe import more of the codes. So whenever all of them go to the inactive list, your pop-up will not show anymore, so that there will not be a misunderstanding or a box without any coupon codes. So this was it for our coupon type. Alright, so the 10th type is our countdown pop-ups, which are a great way to make your customers take action immediately. So here you can see from the demo that it looks beautiful, like it is stunning literally, and it makes you rush and get the promotion and get the sale, especially if you are interested into a product and you want to buy it and you know that there is a limited time to get the product for sale, for a discount, for a little discount. You will probably get it right away. So this is great for customer engagement. And now let's see how to create a stunning flash sale countdown pop-up via Popup Box. Okay, so you need to choose the countdown type. Here you can see, and click select and choose a template. For example, let's go with the modern one. And then here you can see that there is the section called countdown timer. So you are going to set the timer, and here you can choose the date and month and even the exact time, like when you want it to end, which makes it very detailed. And you click on done, and this is it. Whenever you set the timer and you save your pop-up, the countdown timer is enabled on your website. So the 11th type is our accept cookie pop-ups, which are very commonly used. You can see it in every website. This is actually very important for browsers to see your pop-up as to see your website as a safe place, place that doesn't violate anyone's privacy, so that the browser knows that you take into consideration the user's privacy and policy whenever using any data connected to your website visitors. So you can see how the cookie form looks by default, and you can customize it all its dimensions. Now let's see how to create it in the dashboard. Alright, so in order to start creating, click on add new, find the accept cookie in the pop-up type, and then here you can see that there is only one pop-up template for cookie. And here is our general settings. So there is the most important part is custom content. Everything else is the same. So there is the text and visual part of custom content editor. So in the text part, you insert the message that you want to display inside your cookie, and in the visual you can see it. So there is the cookie expiration time. Here you display how long you want your cookie to work. It is in milliseconds, so there is a quick math to do. And in the style settings, you can display content, show title if you need to, and then there is tons of other functionalities that you can use. So this is it. The next type is our download type pop-up. The difference of the download and get subscribe and get a file pop-ups and download type pop-ups is that you can download any content, any file right away. So it doesn't automatically send the content to your email, but it automatically downloads it. Let's preview the demo. So you can see here it doesn't even require any email, any name or anything. This is just for sharing an important information, maybe tutorial, maybe guide on one of your products easily and quickly. So click on download, and you can see that the file is automatically downloaded right here. Now let's see how to create one. Alright, so click on add new, and then find the download type, click select, and then let's choose a theme. Let's choose the food theme, so it is perfect for download type. And then in the general settings, as you can see that there is the function for download type, which is upload file. So click on upload file, and then upload the file you want. For example, I'm going to stick with easy recipes, so whenever they click on download they get recipes, and this is it. Just click save and you are good to go. Alright, so the last type is our login type. So of course, by logged in users, you get more demographics, more data, and it is easier to detect on where your logged in users land on your website and which action do they take, or which action they do not complete. So with login pop-ups, you can allow your users to easily log into their website, into their accounts, and this will increase engagement and increase the number of logged in users. Now let's preview the demo. Here you can see it looks stunning. You can customize it any way you want. And now let's see how to create a simple one via Popup Box. Alright, so for login form, click on again add new, and then find the login form type and click select, and here you can choose any template. For example, I'm going to go with the forest one here and click on select, and you don't need to do anything except of writing your title and deciding where you want to display your pop-up or your pop-up description. Again, the inputs are added automatically to your pop-up, which is the name and password, or email and password. So this is it for our login form. Just click save and enjoy. Alright, so the next type is our Google Map type. So Google Map pop-ups are great for displaying your business location and letting your customers know your business location way easier. So let's preview the demo. You can see that you can just customize the box and inside put the map that you want, and then people can be redirected to a larger map which is already part of the Google Map functionality. Now let's see how to create Google Map pop-up via Popup Box. So for Google Map type, you need to go to Google Map and then click select, and then you can choose any template you want. I will go with default. I have actually pre-made pop-up so that we will not spend too much time. Let's see. So okay, so here is our Google Map pop-up. The first thing that you can notice is that it has a Google Maps API key section. So many customers, many users have difficulties with creating a Google Maps API key. That is why you can check out our video tutorial on how to create one. I will leave the link down below. It is very easy, quick tutorial. So after creating one, you need to paste it right here, and then you can choose your location. So write down your location here, and map will automatically detect your location and show the visual image of it, and then we have the description and everything else. Alright, so now let's go through the submenu of Popup Box plugin and see what else Popup Box offers. So first we can see that there is this categories tab. So in the categories tab you can categorize your pop-ups. For example, exit intent pop-ups can be under one category, and there can be on page load pop-ups on other category, or maybe discount pop-ups and welcoming pop-ups, and all the pop-ups that you have on your website. In order to create a new category, you need to click on add new, and here you have to just fill in all the information that is needed and click save. So the next field is our custom field. Actually, I have already spoken about custom field. So custom fields are mostly for collecting user data, and the types that are going to use custom fields, of course, is the contact form type and subscription type. I remember that I have shown the functionality of these options in one of those, so you can check that out. And the next tab is the reports tab. So in the reports tab you see how many people on the time that the visitors spend on the pop-up on average, the duration, and you can see the name of the pop-up and the count, how many users interacted with your pop-up, and also there is the statistics tab where it shows on graphs how the pop-ups worked on your page. So there is great demographics on this. You can check demographics of all pop-ups or just one pop-up, maybe however you want it. And then comes the export and import tab. So with the export import tab, you can export and import pop-ups. In order to export pop-ups, you just need to select the pop-up that you want to export and click the export button. And in order to import pop-up, you just need to click on choose file and choose the pop-up from your PC and import it. And the next menu is our subscribers tab, which is a very important one. So with the subscribers tab, you can see which pop-up performed the best. So which pop-up got the most subscribers for you, and user email, you can see the user email and username. If you have wanted the user to fill in the name, you are also going to see the name, their IP address, the name that they go under the WordPress user, their ID and stuff like that. And this is our subscribers tab. Actually, I've already mentioned that Popup Box has many integrations which also make your journey with email marketing and using all those emails that are collected via those pop-ups more valuable and easy to use. So you can integrate with MailChimp, GetResponse, MailerLite, and there are many other integrations that you can check out. And this is it. Now we go to the general settings tab. So in the general settings, there are some general configurations for your pop-up. For example, default pop-up parameters. You can, for your comfort, for your own comfort, you can configure your WordPress editor height. And here comes the pop-up sounds. So if you remember, in the settings tab, we have seen that there is this option which enables you to make a pop-up open on a sound. So whenever it opens, there is a sound with it, and in the hint it also mentions that in order to add the sound, you need to go to the general settings. So this is the place. In the general settings, pop-up sounds, you can select a sound that is for the opening and the sound that is for closing. For that, you just need to click on select sound. You can either upload the file or you can choose one from your media if you have, and this is it. And then you have here the permissions to your pop-up menu. So you have to select the user role that is allowed to see the plugin in their WordPress dashboard and make changes within the plugin. And you can manage that right here. Okay, so the next one is our excerpt word count in the list table. So excerpt is as a meaning, it has the portion part meaning. So here you decide pop-up list table. So you determine the length of the pop-up that is going to be shown in the pop-up list table, and you just here write down the preferred number of word counts, and on the list table you are only going to see those words. And here we have pop-up categories list table, which enables you to write down the word count of each category. So maybe you have written a very long category name and you need to see the word or the sentence wholly. You have to write down the word count so that it will not show just a portion, but it will display the whole category name. So this is it for our general tab. And then in the general settings tab, we also have integrations. So for the integrations, as I've already mentioned, there are tons of it. So we have MailChimp integration. There are other tutorials which will help you to integrate with use these integrations in Popup Box. So there are campaign monitor, active campaign, GetResponse, ConvertKit, Sendinblue, MailerLite. So this is just a portion, and actually Popup Box is going to do updates in the future, and integrations part is also going to be expanded. However, I think that for email campaign there is all the necessary tools, right? So for example, MailChimp is one of the most famous email marketing campaign apps, and GetResponse as well. So this is for the integrations. And then we have the shortcuts. So shortcodes are those pieces of code written in brackets, which in WordPress you can put nearly anywhere in a post, in a page, in any content. And what it does, it changes some features or adds some features. So in Popup Box, you can display the shortcuts in the description of pop-ups, in the title of pop-ups, and it will make your pop-up more personalized. For example, if you put the user first name shortcut, it is going to automatically display the name of the user that is going to be in your website and see the pop-up. And I think that is a great way. So the personalized approach is something that always works greatly. So this is it for our shortcuts. This is for user information, and we also have pop-up categories. So whenever you put on the shortcut, there are going to be the categories shown of the particular pop-up. So here you just have to display your pop-up box category ID. And if there is anything that maybe you do not find a tutorial on, or maybe you do not find the answers, you can always check those hint box, which actually have a very detailed but short information that will both save your time and help you a great ton. And if it doesn't help, you are always welcome to write down to the great support team that Popup Box has. And after comes the message variables part. So for message variables, you copy these variables and paste them in the custom content. In a subscribe and get a file message, you can write those in text content, right, in the description of your pop-up, and it displays different features. For example, the first one displays the user's display name that was filled in their WordPress site during registration. So this is another way to display a message, a content that is more personalized, it shows more personalized approach. So this was it, and I guess this is it. You can also sign up for Popup Box affiliate and become our partner. Here we have the affiliates tab, and you just need to click on become affiliate and fill in the needed information, so everyone is welcome. And this was it for the submenu of our Popup Box plugin. So as I've already mentioned in the video, I told you that we are going to speak about the pop-up trigger types. So in Popup Box, there are three main trigger types. Those are the on page load one, on button click one, exit intent one, and also there is this both function which enables you to use both on page load trigger and on button click trigger. Let's go through each of these. So on page load, actually each of the names speaks for itself. So on page load pop-up is the one that appears out of nowhere. There can be on page load pop-ups on time delay, on scroll. So whenever you scroll a bit, it is going to open up. You can find a lot of content on this, on the opening and closing settings and options of pop-ups in our YouTube channel, so you can check that out if you are interested. And on button click ones are those that appear whenever a trigger happens. So you make a button, you trigger the button, so that whenever the client, the customer, the visitor clicks on it, the pop-up appears. And exit intent speaks for itself. Actually, exit intent pop-ups are very popular because, especially for e-commerce stores, cart abandonment is a real problem. So what exit intent pop-up does, it detects whenever the visitor, the website visitor, is trying to leave the tab or change the tab, and it appears right there. So right there you make a pop-up and it is going to make a certain offer, a discount, a sale that is going to prompt your customer to take an action and not leave. Alright, so this was it for our today's tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a lot, but I'm sure that it helped you a great deal to create the pop-up that you need and to target The right people Popup Box also offers limitation users. In the limitation users tab, you can target the right people and display your pop-up to the right people and make it less annoying and more effective. You can target them by their logged in status, by their country, by certain browsers and operating systems, by their user roles, and many more. Also, do not forget about the right timing and deliver your pop-up at the right moment using the trigger types that Popup Box offers. So this was it. All you need to do is to get started with Popup Box and stop wasting your time.